Hello there, my darling. I want to share a little story with you about manifestation and how you can bring into your life exactly the things that it is that your soul most desires at this time. So I want to share with you the story of how I manifested the place that I'm living in New York City. Back in August, I had the desire, this is December now that I'm filming this, December 3rd, 2019. And back in August, just a few months ago, I had this spark of a desire in my mind of, I'd like to spend the fall in New York City, at least the holiday season for sure. And I didn't know why that desire was there, but it's just something that I wanted. So I took the time to get really clear about what that would look like in terms of where I would live. And I actually wrote down in my journal, you can see here, August 30th. Today's December 3rd, August 30th, 2019. And I wrote down a list of all of the things that I would want living in New York City. Now, this is just kind of a simple recap of it because you see there are a lot more details there. But really detailing out, this is the kind of circumstance that I would want to live in. Now, I knew that I wasn't going to want to jump into a lease or into a living situation long term, but I would want roommates. And so I was very specific. I said, I want to live with some soul family. I want to live with people who I feel really good and really deeply connected with, who I have a good resonance with, who are easy to live with, who we really enjoy in each other's company, and that when we meet, we have that instant click. That's soul family. And so that's what I put on my list, top of my list. I also wanted, of course, something that's clean, that's beautiful, that has a lot of light. I wanted no smoking, no shedding pets. Those are little details that I like to put in there because those are important to me. And then I also had things like I wanted to have parking. I wanted to have a place for the sexy beast, to have that in New York City. And I wanted to have in-unit laundry. Now this is something, these are two things in particular that a lot of people are like, oh, you don't get that in New York City. Well, except when you do. I also wanted to have pretty convenient living. So I wanted to be within 1 to 2 blocks of things like a grocery store, the subway station, a yoga or a fitness studio of some sort. I wanted to be close to, of course, restaurants and nail salon, those kinds of little things that just make for convenient living. And then I also wanted to not sign a lease for the reasons I just mentioned, and I didn't want to make a deposit. And I wanted to pay less than $1,300 a month. And I wanted these really weird dates, November 22nd to January 5th, and then we go from there. So this is kind of a very specific order and kind of a tall list. Based on New York standards. The other thing I had on there was that I wanted to be in Midtown East, Upper East Side, Upper West Side, or the Financial District. Just because those are areas of Manhattan that I have a little bit of familiarity with. But with that particular request on my list, it says, or something better. So I wanted to live in, any of those places or something better, very specific to that item, because I know that in my brain mind, I have a certain picture of New York City and what that looks like, but I don't know all the areas, and the universe does, and my soul knows the best place for me based on all of the other things that I want for myself. So that ended up being in Williamsburg, Brooklyn, and a particular area of Williamsburg where I am just a few blocks from the river. So it's the East River, so I can look at Manhattan and all the beautiful lights when I'm doing my run. And I'm also right across the street from a Whole Foods, Core Power Yoga. There's a nail salon downstairs, tons of shops around, like within a 5-block radius, 10-block radius. There's tons of stuff here, but in particular in like the 2 to 3 block radius around me, there's everything. Oh, and there's even like a cute little dive bar where they play salsa music. It's a Puerto Rican place. And so like everything that I want is close to me. There's the Apple store, there's Sephora. I mean, I could just keep going on and on, but it's like, this is what my soul has designed for me at this particular time in my life based on the choices I've made up until now. And so my job back in August, when I first identified this desire without having any clue of how I would make it happen, no clue, because at that time I was living in West Palm Beach and I had a lease there until December 1st. But through a series of events that unfolded, I actually left that lease 2 months early in a way that was best for that landlord and for the lady who moved in. And it just had like a ripple effect from there. And it was one of those things that I could never have come up with. I could never have orchestrated. It was totally divinely guided. And I just went with it. I knew this desire to be in New York was here, and I didn't know how. But as things unfolded, I followed the breadcrumbs, meaning follow the impulses as they come up to allow this to unfold. So I'm living with this wonderful, amazing family who, they're definitely soul family for me, Gwen and Billy, and their beautiful daughter and their 2 cats who I haven't seen shed. They're very sweet. They're kind of shy, but it's a wonderful place. I'm going to take you on a tour of that right now so you can see what this is, but no joke, you guys. When you come here, you learn how to fly. Let me show you exactly what I mean. Make sure you watch this video all the way to the end, because there's a little show at the end that you're definitely going to want to see. And I hope you've enjoyed this. And just, you know, again, for takeaways for you, when there's something that you want to manifest, don't skimp on yourself. Get clear. Write down every single thing that you want. Your job is to know what you want and then to stay in a feeling good, high vibrational state so you can allow it to come to you. Your job is not to figure out how. Your job is not to sort out all the details. Your job is to clarify. This is what's important to me. Write it down, even put it away. If you start to stress about it, then you're out of alignment, you're out of the vibrational match to it. Put it away. The universe knows where it is. You stay in a very good, high vibrational, good feeling state and let it just unfold. Let it come to you. If you're not sure how to do that or how to live your life that way, there are some links below here. I'm happy to share more about that with you. But for right now, let me just take you on a tour of my new digs in New York City. Cheers. So here we are coming into my new digs. My darlings, welcome home to New York City. This place is amazing. You literally cannot make this shit up. I have just moved into an aerial acrobat loft where people come to learn how to fly. Last night I came in and there was a show going on. You can see the ropes and stuff up in the rafters and special lighting, and they'll pull these drapes closed and then get the lighting all set up. This is it, baby. This is my new digs. And then behind the curtains are living spaces. So there are bedrooms upstairs and of course a bathroom, washer and dryer in New York City. That's magical. That's magical. That's some serious manifesting. But it's absolutely gorgeous here. I'm gonna put the link here for Fifth Wall Studio, because if you're in the New York area, you should check them out and see if there are any shows coming up, or come jump into a class. It's really amazing and really awesome transformative work that they're doing. So you can see over here. This is the website. Come learn to fly and come visit me. It's awesome. Welcome to New York City.
It's not around, but you can see me. I see you all the time. When the sun comes up, you're running as if you committed a crime. And I cry, save a little love for me. When you put your arms around me, I forget the pain. Tell me, are you thinking of me? 'Cause my arms making you feel the same. Just save a little love for me. surface. You talk like you're sleeping. I hear someone else, but now you're making me nervous. You look like you see, but you're somebody else. Only it ain't on the surface. You talk like you're sleeping. I hear someone else, but now you're making me nervous. But you're somebody else, it ain't on the surface. Well, you talk like yourself, but I hear someone else, it's making me nervous. Well, you look like yourself, but you're somebody else, only it ain't on the surface.